It turns out the U.S. Army Alaska doesn't have enough support for an exercise as large as Arctic Anvil. That's where the 593rd Expeditionary Sustainment Brigade from Washington State comes in. They're the ones bringing food, water, and other supplies to the Donnelly and Yukon training areas. Embedded reporter Ryan Grimes has more.
The many buildings you see behind me have many uses. Soldiers use them to sleep in. They have latrines here. There is a cafeteria even, but what goes into maintaining these buildings? Today, soldiers from the 593rd Expeditionary Sustainment Battalion are unloading food and water at the base of operations for Arctic Anvil.
This exercise here is a perfect example of how we train to be ready. And the 593rd soldiers are just doing a fantastic job enabling this exercise and also receiving training at the same time.
Transporting these goods means more convoys. City of Delta Junction Mayor Pete Hallgren says there have been few issues with the Army as it brings personnel and supplies up and down the Richardson Highway. These convoys are running straight through the community of Delta Junction daily.
The convoys coming down from Fort Wainwright on the 100 miles from Fairbanks to Delta. That's a challenge that we've dealt with for years, and it's honestly getting much better for people. One of the best things that Arctic Anvil has done is printed out in the Delta paper a schedule of when they're going to be here, the biggest days and heavy traffic and the hours. I mean, that really works out extremely well.
The schedule Mayor Hallgren is holding can be found online at the Arctic Anvil Facebook page. Delta Junction also benefits economically from contracting work with the Army.
And particularly, they've got little latrine setups, which we now amended our state landfill permit to be able to handle. So at the request of the military, we contacted the state, made that change.
I work closely with the USARAC G4 team to then contact the vendors that we have graciously helping us out here in this environment to make sure the soldiers' needs are met.
Major Bach adds his battalion is not only providing real-life needs to soldiers, they're participating in Arctic Anvil simulated training.
So in the game, we are tied into the simulations feed. We were able to communicate with the brigade's counterpart to myself. They have a support operations officer. I communicate with him daily to ensure that his needs are forecasted and met.
Tomorrow, the Deltana Fair and Music Festival Parade runs through Delta Junction. Fort Greely Garrison Commander Lieutenant Colonel Detrice Mosby says there will be no convoys on the highway to make sure the parade goes undisrupted. After all, she is judging at the parade with Mayor Hallgren.
This is an annual parade. This is my second time being a judge there. But whether I was a judge or not, we still have constant communication, so there's no interruptions with mission and or support to the community.
This is Ryan Grimes reporting.